Welcome to the 5th episode of the series, Playbook for Monetizing Your Music Rights. In this episode, we will deal with performance rights and collecting societies, getting paid when your song plays. Performance royalties is one of the biggest sources of income for any musical artist. Every time your song plays on radio, television, in a club, restaurant, shopping mall, or any public space, you're supposed to earn money. Not might earn, not should earn. You are supposed to earn money by law. But here's the reality. Most artists never see a single dollar from these performances because they don't understand how the system works or haven't registered with the right organizations. Today, we are going to understand exactly how performance rights work, how collecting societies operate, and the step-by-step process to start collecting the money you're owed. What are performance rights? Performance rights are one of the exclusive rights granted to you under copyright law. Specifically, it's the right to control public performances of your musical composition. Let me clarify what public performance means, because this is where many artists get confused. A public performance happens anytime your music is played in a public space or broadcast to the public, regardless of whether admission is charged. This includes radio broadcasts, every time any radio station plays your song. Television broadcasts, music channels, TV shows, background music in programs, clubs and nightclubs. When DJs play your song in a club, restaurants and bars, background music in dining establishments, shopping malls and retail stores, the music playing while people shop, hotels and gyms, background music in lobbies, gyms, spas, live concerts, when other artists perform your song live, or when you perform it yourself at a ticketed event. Weddings and private events with hired entertainment. If there's a DJ or band playing music at a commercial event, any of these usages is supposed to generate payment to you as the songwriter or composer. Now, you might be thinking, how am I supposed to track all of these performances? I can't be everywhere at once monitoring where my song plays. You're absolutely right. You can't, and that's exactly why collecting societies exist. So, what are collecting societies? Collecting societies are organizations that monitor, collect, and distribute performance royalties on behalf of songwriters, composers, and music publishers. Think of them as your representatives in the field. They do the work you can't possibly do yourself, tracking where your music is played and collecting payment from the venues and broadcasters. Here's how it works. Step 1. Venues and broadcasters that play music publicly are required by law to obtain licenses from collecting societies. These licenses give them permission to play music from the society's catalog. So, radio stations, TV stations, clubs, restaurants, malls, they all pay licensing fees to collecting societies. Step 2. The collecting societies monitor what music is being played. For radio and TV, they track playlists. For venues like clubs and restaurants, they conduct surveys and use sampling methods. Step 3. Based on how often your songs are played, the collecting society calculates your share of the licensing fees collected. Step 4. They distribute this money to you, usually quarterly or biannually, after deducting their administrative costs. But here's the critical part. They can only pay you if you're registered as a member and if you've registered your songs with them. If you're not registered, the money still gets collected from venues and broadcasters, but it either sits in an unclaimed pool or gets distributed among other registered members. Amazing, isn't it? This is real money. Money that exists. Money that's being collected. The question is, are you registered to receive it? How much can you earn? This is the question everyone wants answered. How much money are we actually talking about? The truth is, it varies significantly based on several factors. First, how often your song is played. A hit song on heavy rotation will earn substantially more than a song that gets occasional play. Where it's played. Radio pays more than background music in a restaurant. Major stations pay more than small community stations. Your ownership share. If you co-wrote the song with others, the royalties are split among all co-writers. The collecting society's licensing fees. Different societies negotiate different rates with venues and broadcasters. Now, how do you register and collect? Here's exactly what you need to do to start collecting performance royalties. Step 1. Choose your collecting society. Research different societies in your country. Visit their websites, read about their services, talk to other artists who are members, and get a sense of the scope of their reach and payout model. Look for how many venues and broadcasters they're licensed with, how frequently they distribute royalties, their transparency in reporting what you've earned and where it came from, and whether they have international reciprocal agreements if you plan to distribute your music globally. Make an informed decision, then commit to registering with one society. Step 2. Register as a member. Once you've chosen your society, you need to register as a member. The process typically involves the following: filling out a membership application form. This includes your personal information, contact details, and identification, providing proof of identity, usually your national ID, international passport, or driver's license. Paying a membership fee. This varies by organization, but is usually a modest one-time or annual fee. Signing the society's membership agreement. This gives them authority to collect royalties on your behalf. The entire registration process typically takes a few hours to a few days, depending on the organization's current processing times and which jurisdiction you are in. Step 3. Register your musical works. This is a separate step from registering as a member. You must register each song you want to collect royalties for. For each song, you'll need to provide the song title, exactly as it appears on releases. All writers and composers, if you co-wrote the song, list everyone and their percentage share. Publisher information. If you have a publishing deal or your own publishing company, you will have to supply details. Recording information, release date, album or single name, record label if applicable. A copy of the work, usually an audio file and sometimes lyrics or musical notation. The collecting society will assign your song an identification code that allows them to track its performances. I recommend registering your songs before they're released. That way, from day one of radio play, you're eligible to collect royalties. Step 4. Keep your information updated. Make sure your collecting society always has your current contact information and bank details. If you change addresses, phone numbers, or bank accounts, notify them immediately. Also, register new songs as soon as you release them. Don't wait. Every day you delay registration is a day you might be missing out on royalties. Step 5. Review your statements. When you start receiving royalty statements from your collecting society, usually quarterly or semi-annually, read them carefully. Your statement should show which songs earned royalties, how many times each song was performed or played, which venues or broadcasters the plays came from, how much you earned, and any deductions for administrative fees. If the numbers don't make sense, for example, if you know your song is getting heavy radio play, but your statement shows very few performances, ask questions. You have a right to understand how your earnings are calculated. In our next episode, we're diving into digital distribution deals. I'll explain how platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, Boomplay, and Audiomack work, what distributors do, and how to maximize your streaming revenue while protecting your rights. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.